So, I was gonna see if you could tell me about people who were in wars in our family.
Okay.
Do you know anyone?
I do. The war that we fought with England, the Revolutionary War, I have an ancestor that was living in the United States. It wasn't called the United States. He was living in Pennsylvania, and he had come over here from Germany. His last name was Hawk, and he fought in that war, but I don't have pictures of him because they weren't taking pictures too much then. And then I have another relative that was in the Civil War. He was living in the North. You know, the Civil War was North and South. He was Mr. Meisner, and he fought for the North, and of course the North won that war, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my dad was in World War II. He was a young man, probably just out of college. He was going to college when the war broke out, and he decided he wanted to fly airplanes. So he trained to be a pilot and a navigator. Do you know the difference in a pilot and a navigator?
The pilot is the one that drives the plane, and the navigator is the one who tells the pilot where to go. I'm pretty sure.
That's right. Yeah. Exactly right. He was in training in lots of different bases, getting all ready to go, and he had his orders to go when all of a sudden the war ended. So he never got overseas to actually do the navigating, but he learned how to fly these big, big planes, and he was all ready to go. And his very best friend that he went into the service with was over in the war, and he was killed in the war, but I never knew that. He didn't talk about it at all to me until when my dad died and we were looking at his scrapbooks and things that he saved. That's when I found out about it. People don't like to talk about death and dying, and so he didn't talk about his war. He wasn't too proud of his war service because he didn't get to do what he really wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I've got Grandpa here. Yeah. Grandpa's got some ancestors that might have fought in wars too.
Yeah. Your great-grandpa, Kenny, was there at the end of World War II. He was in Germany, and he worked on the first computers, I guess you might say, but they were called punch cards. And he would keep track of things.
Information.
Yeah, information.
Data.
And he lost an uncle. James Barta was a pilot in the Air Force, and he was killed during World War II.
Okay.
What about any others?
Well, I was in the Navy during Vietnam era. I didn't go to Vietnam, but that was going on when I was in the military.
I was worried that he was going to get orders to go because he trained to be a dental technician, but in training, he also had to know how to take care of wounded people, and so he would have been a medic.
A corpsman, they said, a Navy corpsman. I was trained to do that.
Why did you choose the Navy?
I liked a dry place to sleep. And didn't like marching very much, so.
Okay.
He had a good friend, but the two of the friends went together. They signed up in the buddy system. And Jim was a farm kid from Kansas, and both these guys didn't know anything about the sea, and so it was just kind of an adventure to get away from Kansas and see the ocean and be on a big ship.
Yeah.
Hold on. There was more people from the Revolutionary War.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Remember we were talking how I was telling him about how you were in the Daughters of the American Revolution, which